What a quiet intro.
Right? I think the music's playing.
I know, right? We'll add that in post. Welcome back. We'll add that shit in post. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of our sports segment from the cave. That's Sports 5P0RT5. Before we begin, I just want to make sure you check us out at cave.com/sports. Again, k4v3.com/5P0RT5. k4v3.com/5P0RT5. Don't forget to pick up something from our sponsors at safelightcandle.com as well. They got all your safe light candle needs that you could want. Custom LED lighting for your house, create a little ambiance in your area wherever you're living. So be sure to check them out, safelightcandle.com. Fellas, what is cracking?
Nothing much, man. Just another beautiful day. Talking about the NFL. We're still in single digits, so not week 14 yet. So
We gotta cherish this.
yes.
Is anyone else really dreading the fact that the season's continuing? I know it's stupid, but I hate the fact that it's continuing because at some point it's gonna end and then we're gonna have to fucking wait for all these.
So I will say this: it feels like at this point in the season every year is the excitement of the start has worn off, and then teams are settling in and we're seeing some trends and kind of where the playoffs are coming, and then it's it's going to be full throttle before we know it. Oh shit, teams are clinching playoff spots, and then it's going to get exciting again. So we're in that lull period right now.
Yeah. When you get to week 10 or 11, for some reason, it just goes by really quick. But these next 2 weeks is gonna feel like a month.
100%. Especially these last 3 weeks, particular for your boy, have been struggle. But speaking of that, let's move into to recap this past week, the week that was NFL week number 8 this year. Like we said, we're in the middle of the season and it's grinding a little bit. Obviously, we get excited Sunday morning, get to watch some games. And then it feels like it almost blinked a flash, boom, day's over, games are done, and then we, move on to preview the next week. What are your quick takeaways that you had for this past week?
I was really shocked with the Kansas City Denver. I had a feeling though, because as a sports bettor, you kind of notice trends in weeks 1 through 6. The public was kind of beating the books. And at some point, the house always wins, right? And I believe about 80% of the tickets were on Kansas City to cover, and even the money line bets. So when I see something like that, I kind of get weary. But you just never know, because Kansas City is Kansas City, and the Broncos are the Broncos. But I kind of had a weird feeling about that, and to see that actually come to fruition, I kind of wish I put a little money on the Broncos. And I just didn't have the stones to actually do it, because Broncos lost 70-20 a couple weeks ago, and then they held the Chiefs reigning Super Bowl 9. So, the quote, everyone says, any given Sunday, but that's kind of my biggest thing that I noticed from week 8 that stood out to me. That's the biggest upset that I was kind of wow. I didn't think, even if the Broncos won, I thought it would have been a little bit closer, but they lost by almost 2.5 touchdowns. So, yeah, pretty crazy.
Nara, what about you?
I should have put $10 on that game.
Yeah,
a little something.
Yeah.
A couple games that I kind of just. We'll get into it. Obviously, we got some recaps coming up on some specific games, but the Niners losing 3 in a row was wild to me. You kind of knew that the Commanders were going to stay with the Eagles. They did it last time. Kind of saw it again. Let's see. D-Hop, that's freaking awesome. That's a good takeaway. D-Hop and Will Levis is right.
Is it Levis or Levi's?
Levis.
Levis.
Okay. Levis.
That's something, and you know what? I should have put that up as one of our talk about points, and not the other game. At least one of the other games.
I agree with you.
Just because, like, good for Will Levis, man. He had a killer game. Good for D-Hop finally getting some work in. Got 3 touchdowns. I know everyone's pissed because I know 100% of people who have him on fantasy have him on the bench. And I know they are livid with that. So maybe throw him in a flex spot for tomorrow. See how it goes. But yeah, that was my only big takeaway. I mean, all the rest of them were pretty normal games. Feel bad for Kirk Cousins for sure.
Oh yeah, I know it's tough.
Yeah, another week, another big time injury like that. They seem to be generating a little bit of momentum too. So this is wrong time for this injury. My takeaway from this week is I'm just cursing teams. Every week I talk about a new team, and I say they're a playoff team, and then they lose, or I say that I'm gonna go on record and be like, this team is the best team in the league, and then it's happened 4 weeks now where they've lost. So
it's the Steelers kind of talking about how they were going to make the playoffs, and they played like dog shit.
Yeah. I said they were a playoff team, and that win against the Rams was going to, propel them, and now they're, they were going home and yada yada yada.
You know what? I was tight about that too because when I was watching the game, they came out strong. They had a couple of missed throws, but they came out strong. They were slinging the ball like. The run game was kind of opening up a little bit, and then everything just went downhill. And of course, Mr. Trubisky is the worst quarterback in NFL history. Decides to throw 2 picks. Dude, anytime this man comes in the game when Kenny gets hurt, we lose the friggin' game, dude. The Ravens game last year happened with the Jags this year. Dude, he threw every time he'll throw picks and he will lose us the game. Now, there was a lot of really bad reffing calls that game. They're getting ref. That we'll get into that later. That's my rant for.
Oh, yeah. So called Steelers a playoff team. I said that Stroud was going to show why he's the best quarterback of this draft, and then he proceeds to lose to Bryce Young. Dude. The Chiefs. Obviously, I called them the best team in the league, and they lost to the Broncos. So, I'm a jinx. And it's probably going to happen again this week. So.
Yeah, but you did the Kansas City one on purpose, and that was fun.
It's never on purpose, dude. It's never
that was funny.
It's never on purpose.
We got the tape. I'm going to go back.
I know. So there's going to be a new team this week, and we'll see if the curse stays alive. So, but yeah, we'll get there. We will get there. So moving on, fantasy. How'd you guys fantasy season or weeks go? Mine was shitty. So
fantasy was tough. I want to dive into to this Kansas City and Broncos game.
Oh, let's do that.
This was wild. I know we had talked about it a little bit earlier with Francis, but Kansas City has had some pretty washy games this year. Close calls here and there. Almost lost to the Jets. They couldn't make it 17-0 against the Broncos. Like, what are we doing, dude? No, in all seriousness, the Broncos, they're kind of showing life a little bit, right? We've kind of been noticing in the past couple weeks, they're starting to. They're still super inconsistent, but the inconsistencies being less inconsistent. I know that sounds stupid. So I know there's been a lot of criticism with Sean Payton because, they talk about how such an amazing head coach that he is. And then he comes in and nothing's pretty much changed, but you're kind of starting to see some movement here. It's funny, I saw a meme that said that the Broncos defense is either the absolute best defense in the league or the worst defense in the league, and there's no in between. And I think it kind of showed in this game.
That's pretty fair.
Which is crazy. I feel personally that there was no reason why Kansas City should have lost its game. That was just absolutely terrible show. Just the whole thing was just gross. So I don't know. Kansas City's got a bounce back. I don't know who they're playing this week. Oh, maybe they're on bye week.
They're playing the Dolphins in London.
In Germany.
I feel bad.
In Germany. My fault. Germany.
Yeah, I feel bad for the Dolphins. Dolphins are going to lose that game.
I mean, we should have seen this coming, right? Like, this is like a divisional game on the road before you got to go overseas. Like, the writing was there. How come we didn't see it?
Closer. You know what I mean? Like, that should have been a divisional game, and you're Kansas City 16 in a row, like, about to make it 17. That game should have been a lot closer.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas City should have won. Divisional game, the spread was a little too high. I would have probably still put money on Broncos to cover. It was like 8.5 at one point. But I thought Kansas City would have won by 6 or 7. But, to your point, to only put up 9 points with Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, who put up the least amount of fantasy points ever since he started in the NFL. I think he had, if you're just doing basic standard numbers, he had like 8 points, something of that nature. So he had a really bad game.
Damn.
Yeah, that's just crazy. You don't really expect that from Patrick Mahomes. You expect him to, still do his thing, and maybe the defense just doesn't follow through on their part of the deal. But it was both ends of the ball for this game.
You know what though? It's and we could talk about how Patrick Mahomes shouldn't be doing that, but let's be realistic. I mean, all great quarterbacks have bad games, right? Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers had bad games. Tom Brady's had bad games. Peyton's had bad games. Roethlisberger had bad games.
Brock Purdy's had bad games.
Bad games, right? So, we're talking about this is not going to sully his career in any type of way.
Yeah,
I will say he's not been playing to the Patrick Mahomes level that we know this season. For sure, if we want to kind of just run down, if we're going to go like stats and everything, and just kind of the way that they're looking on the field, they don't look comfortable, but it is still Kansas City, so they're still figuring it out. I feel like this is just a one-off game that they threw off. Their other loss was to the Lions, which wasn't that big of a deal. The Lions are a good team.
Mm-hmm. Former best team in the league, by the way.
Former best team in the league, right? Now with Gibbs back, maybe they'll be the best team in the league again. I don't know. Don't say anything. I think I can say it. I'll be fine.
No spoilers. That'll come when it comes.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just a little sad. Broncos kind of showing life. They've been kind of putting up a fight lately, so it's kind of interesting to see. We'll see what Sean Payton is able to do with this team.
Yeah, I don't think it's as simple as, when you give up 70 points, like the only way to go is up from that. Because it seems like they actually did make some adjustments and make some changes, and because that defense has been playing differently since that game. Yep. So maybe that the Denver Donkeys fans can come back out and take those paper bags off. That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next game, dude.
This is
I don't really want to talk about it.
You really wanted to talk about.
I don't really want to talk about it. Well, I mean, I will talk about it, obviously. It's just more evidence that Debo means a lot to this offense. And to me, it's not like I see a lot of conversation about this being on Purdy. To me, it's just more testament to Kyle Shanahan's system. Like, you have to have certain kinds of players filling certain kinds of roles, and for all the praise that gets for how well they play when they're healthy and when they got everything lined up, they're going to get the criticism when, like, you got to make pivots, you got to adjust on the fly. Like, you got to be able to do those things to maintain and win in the NFL, because you're going to get hurt in the season. You're going to have injuries. You're going to have to deal with them. Not only Debo, but also Trent Williams too. So, but on the flip side, the Bengals do this shit every year, right? They play possum first quarter of the season. Mm-hmm. Look like they're struggling. They do that Chiefs thing. Chiefs are lingering. Bengals are not lingering anymore. This team is on the up and up for sure. They have a healthy Joe Burrow. He looked phenomenal in that game. The Niners defense wasn't hurt. So, no excuses there, and Burrow carved them up. So, shout out to the Bengals there in that one. They deserved it, and the Niners are really, they couldn't have asked for a better time for their bye week. So, and getting reinforcements on defense. I made a joke in Discord when Noro, you posted this. I was like, oh, does Chase Young play wide receiver? Obviously, that's a joke. That defensive front is an all-time defensive front now. I think that's like, we can debate that if we want, but Bosa, Chase Young,
Hargrave,
fucking Gregory.
About the best defensive front of all time, and that's called the Steel Curtain, and that was in the 70s.
This is gonna be fun to watch. On paper, it's up there as something that can be debated, I think. But in terms of this game of what happened, shout out to the Bengals. Hats off to the Bengals. They're looking like the Bengals that were supposed to be here all season.
You know what though, Bengals are coming back, and I think had a lot to do that Burrow wasn't healthy, and it went back to again my comment that. Jamar Chase's comment is he'd rather, Burrow come back healthy rather than, not. And I think Burrow I think he looks a lot more comfortable now, which to me seems that he's healthy. So the Bengals are kind of starting to, do what the Bengals do. Good for them. Past couple of years, I used to talk so much crap on the Bengals, but past couple of years, Bengals have kind of been moving.
It takes a big man to give division rivals some props, though. I just want to say that. So I'm proud of you,
Oh, I do. Like when the Ravens won the Super Bowl, I wanted the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. I only wanted the Ravens to win the Super Bowl just because I wanted Ray Lewis to get a Super Bowl before he retired.
Oh, who'd they play in the Super Bowl?
The Niners.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
I know we weren't friends then, but it is what it is.
The gate or whatever it's called. So I just want to talk about real quick for all these people who just it mind boggles me that a lot of people are just getting caught up in the fandom and the games, and they're not really paying attention to a lot more that goes into things when it comes to a player's position. And we're going to talk about Brock Purdy with this because I just Brock is getting a lot of not hate, but he's getting a lot of criticism right now. You can't do anything when you don't have receivers. Well, yeah, fucking dumbasses. You can't do anything when you don't have reliable receivers and a good quarterback or a good right tackle that's just completely
left tackle,
arguably the best tackle that's ever played football, arguably, but sitting there. And he's gone, right? With a guy like Trent Williams is missing, and it's going to affect the way you play. Not only that, is that he's a brand new quarterback. He's a sophomore. He hasn't even started a full season yet, right? Well, I think at this point, we're at that mark. But
he's played enough games, but to your point, he hasn't started and finished the season as starting quarterback.
So we're talking about a brand new kid who's got to adjust to the league, guys. We're not going to sit here and talk about he's had it. Let's be realistic. Brock Purdy has had it pretty nice since he started at quarterback. He's had weapons all over the place, right? You can't just go from being spoon-fed to the trenches and know exactly what you're going to do. There's a learning curve to that. So it really irritates me when people are trying to, it's Brock Purdy. Is he? Shut up, dude. Let the kid figure it out. He hasn't played the season yet.
Yeah. A lot of people were saying that about Jalen Hurts when he first started. I mean, he only had a few weapons, and then there was a learning curve, and you actually put pieces around him, and then look what happens. So I totally agree with that point. You can't. People like to joke, but then there's other people on the internet that are super serious about, Brock Purdy's really not that nice, blah, 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 see. And it's just dude, his receiver, one of his best receivers are out, his best left tackle is out. What are you going to do at that point? So, obviously it's on him to adjust and to get better. But it's only week 8 still. It was only week 8. There's still half a season left, to be honest. So a lot of stuff to learn from and to improve on. I mean, even the Chiefs, last year, the Chiefs weren't so great either, and then they just kept the momentum going and then just made it the Super Bowl and ultimately won. So, and that's with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, who still had to adjust because he now was not equipped with Tyreek Hill. Yeah. So It is what it is. It's the NFL. The best ability is availability. So once everyone's available, that's when you can perform to your best ability.
Yeah. I hope that the availability improves after the bye week so we can see the Niners, back to full throttle. Real quick, do you guys, a little pop quiz for you. Do you guys know, can you name the 4 wins that the Bengals have on their season?
The Bengals have beat the Niners.
Yep.
They beat They have a divisional win. No, they don't. No, they don't have a divisional win.
They don't have a conference win, boys. They beat the entire NFC West.
Oh, wow.
Those are their only 4 wins this season.
Oh, crazy. That's wild.
Right? They swept the whole division, but they're 4-3, so that means they haven't won a conference game. So they were doing a lot of talking when they posted that on Twitter or on X, whatever, a couple days ago, and I laughed. I was like, wait a minute, those are the only 4 wins that they have.
That's pretty crazy that they played the NFC West already in the first half of the season. Pretty interesting on how the schedule worked out. That
their last 3 games were against, I think, Rams, Seahawks, and Niners.
Okay.
But yeah, a little fun fact for you on the Bengals. They're rolling, and the Niners are treading the opposite way. And it's weird to look at the standings and see the Niners are a half game behind Seattle. Bummer. But hey, that's why we watch them. That's why we root for them. That's why we're doing these shows, right, boys?
Any given Sunday, man.
Any given Sunday, or Thursday, or Monday.
Thursday. I've never gone through this as a Steelers fan, dude. This is wild to me.
What do you mean? Like the nervousness and uncertainty of what your team is?
Yeah, dude. I've never gone through this.
Yeah, you and Patriots fans are going through it a little bit right now.
We don't have it as bad as they do, but yeah.
Well, see, silver lining. Yeah. All right, how do you guys feel about getting this in fantasy, huh?
Oh man, fantasy is so up and down.
Oh no, wait! I got a rant first. Give me a 5.
You want to rant?
Yeah.
You want to rant before fantasy?
Yeah. Give me a 5-minute rant.
Okay.
Fine, man.
Go on with your rant.
Go off, dog.
Okay, here's my rant this week, and I've already touched on this week. So, this is pretty much what this season. We're probably gonna get into it. It's getting a lot worse. There has been active sighting of cheating from the refs. There has been ball placement movement. The crazy part is, like, I get like some ball placements can be. I was given some ref stuff here and there, but when the sticks are up and you physically move the ball back while the sticks are right there and you're measuring, nah, bro. There's no way. There's no way. There's one this week at the Steelers game. Obviously, I watched the game, so I that one in particular. So, like, they called the left guard offsides. In so many different angles, you could see that nobody was offsides. Actually, a Jaguars player was in the neutral zone, and the Steelers team got called offsides. It's all over. Like, you can find it. There was no Steelers player offsides, and gave them a 5-yard penalty, which pushed it back to a 61-yard field goal that was missed. Like, this is absolutely insane. There was a couple of other ones this week that I'm ranting, so off the top of my head I'm forgetting about. But it's blatant. Like, there's no way. I wish I had the money to back a personal investigator to get the shit figured out, because this is insane. There's no reason why the people who are supposed to be making the game equal and fair are the ones throwing the games. They're throwing the games at this point. It's not even like bad call here and there, missed a call, shit, you got to kind of make up for it somewhere down the line type shit like it used to be back in the day. Like, yeah, that's a makeup call. Everyone knows what a makeup call is. But, like, this is just blatant. It's ridiculous, and it's out of just the past 5 to 10 years. It's gotten really bad. There's actually a guy out there. I saw him like 4 or 5 times now, who is betting on games on who is the reffing crew that game. There's a reffing crew that's like the away team is like 9-0. Out of all the games that they refed or something like that, the away team is 9-0. There's like a bunch of other ones where the home team is like 8-1 or so. It's fucking it's wild, the statistics. Like this shit is blatant. So this is what I have to say about it. If this ever gets to somebody who's big and they see this, you got some money, go pay some private investigators to investigate that shit. That's it. Absolutely insane. The refs need to be unionized. They need to be investigated, and there needs to be some type of penalty, some type of something to mitigate, alleviate, or whatever you want to fucking word you want to use. This is absolutely insane. There needs to be a challenge for penalties, just like a normal challenge for a play. There needs to be another challenge that is only able to use penalty once per half, and it gets taken up as a timeout. That needs to be implemented. There needs to be fining or some type of discipline when there is a bad missed call or something like that. Like if you can fine a player 3 days after a fucking game, then you should be able to give some type of discipline to a ref after the game. And there needs to be someone who's in New York, because like we'll be watching the game. Like everyone knows, so you watch the game, you have like the professional sports analyst that they bring in. Oh, what do you think that call was, Jim? And they're like, oh yeah, that call is this, and that's why. And everyone knows it's like fucking blatant. I don't see where like the D-Hop, that's the one. D-Hop's first fucking touchdown, that was wild. He chokeholded old boy, threw him into the sideline, and then ran back in and caught the like. What are we doing, dude? Like we're just gonna see that is one of the plays that could be challenged by a penalty challenge. This is absolutely insane to me, and something needs to get figured out because it's almost like to the point that I don't know. Like I don't want to watch the NFL anymore. Like I do. Obviously I do, but I feel like we as a society need to figure out how to like a football society. We have to figure out how to like do something on our side. Let's stop watching games or something, but no one's ever going to stop watching games. So we're fucked because it's the biggest fucking football organization. So I really hope the XFL starts kicking off and goes really hard and maybe starts giving a run for their money. And I don't fucking know. I don't know, but I'm fucking down with the reffing. It's getting ridiculous. If you have a lot of money, someone to go fucking private investigate that shit and start firing and start fucking blaming and blowing whistles and whatever the fuck. Let's get this shit figured out because it's disgusting. It's ruining fucking football. It's ruining games. And get Taylor Swift out of this bitch too.
Well. Another week. Another rant against the refs. Why are you crying, dude? Huh? Why are you crying? This just never gonna end with you, huh? Even if we did unionize, just still find a way to complain and rant about us. So, just get over it and deal with it. All right, that's football, baby. Okay, it's been happening for 100 years, right? It's gonna keep happening. So, my advice to you is you unionize your feelings and get over it. Okay. Personal foul, unnecessary hurt feelings on Naro, 15 penalty. Mute his mic. This guy's just mute him. Producer, mute this guy. This is ridiculous.
I love
unbelievable. Dude, the reffing fucking sucks, bro. It's bad this year, dog.
Dude, it can't even be hidden anymore.
I know, it's bad. It's bad. Well, hidden. Yeah, no. Well, there's too many cameras and there's too many angles, and that's why there was people that were so against it, you know? They were so against it from the get-go about replay. And it wasn't just because, it's going to slow the game down. Like, I'll watch a 5-hour game if it means all the calls are going to be correct. And we get the winner that's going to have, like, the truest outcome, and it's going to be, like, the most pure game, and it's by the book. And when we leave that game, zero complaints about people that aren't playing the game affecting the game. Like, I'll watch that.
There's no football fan that will say it'll slow the game down. It adds an extra hour.
Yeah.
You want it to be an extra hour. Fucking
yeah.
Dude.
Can we look at these ratings?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, like, at this point, I don't see. I think we had a clip up. Someone was talking about on our page. I forgot who it was, but we were talking about how there's cheating going on, and I don't think it's the team. I don't remember what it was. I gotta bring it back. But I don't think that there's cheating going on. Like I think there's small things here and there. Deflate Gate, the cheating with Bill. So there's stuff here and there. Right, but I personally don't believe that there are teams that are paying off refs. I think it's the refs are getting called from Vegas / the commissioners / the big dogs. That's where everything's fucking going. Dude, it got so bad. There's a clip. You can look it up. It was really bad. The Steelers game was really bad this week. When I say the Steelers, I don't believe that that we lost because of the refs, because we also lost because we played like shit, but we definitely lost because of the refs as well. Like, if we played well, I still don't think that we would have won that fucking game. That was insane. Like, there's a clip of Mike Tomlin literally talking to the ref to her face and was like, "What the fuck is up with y'all today?" And you can clearly see those words coming out of his mouth. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like this. It's getting so bad.
Hey, Jarizi made a comment on the little comments, and the Vegas trying to make their money back, man. And to your point, Naro, the house got to make the money back from the Vegas hacks. To your point, Naro, like I said, I think we discussed this a little bit earlier, but the public really made a killing the first 6 weeks, and unfortunately, it's just obvious they got to do certain things now to make that money back. I mean, the NFL, they have partnerships with DraftKings, they got partnerships with FanDuel. It's all over. NFL Network, like, you got sports analysts.
Ruined sports for real.
So there's too many people that are invested in sports, like in the public, where like this stuff is going to keep happening. And it's never going to be confirmed whether or not it's rigged, right? Like, that'll never happen. But it keeps the conversation about these sports going, like in every single sport. And right now, like, conversation is what dominates social media. You get the clicks, you get the likes, you get all that stuff, right? You get the responses and all that jazz. I will say, to answer your question, to clarify that, Naro, it was my point that I was talking about with sports. I do think leagues are pulling for certain teams because they draw more viewers than others. Like, the NFL is not going to root for, Jaguars, Lions, Super Bowl. They'd rather have like Niners, Steelers, or, Patriots, Cowboys. Because those teams draw the most viewers, they have the most fans. So, like with baseball, I'm sure Rob Manfred would love to have Yankees, Dodgers in the World Series. Like, that would break records everywhere, because it's just business. But the beauty about sports is it's supposed to be like unpredictable. There's supposed to be parity. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to have Lions, Jaguars every once in a while, have it be a great game. That's why we'll get these Thursday night games, and we might have a classic Thursday night game this week with Titans, Steelers. Who knows, right? But the fact that, like, we have to play these games and watch them, like, that's what creates the excitement. That's what creates the love affair that people have with sports, because you never know what's really going to happen. After the fact, you can be like, oh yeah, like, obviously that should have happened. But like, when you're going in, there's anticipation, right? There's buildup, there's drama, and that's what makes them great. So for me, I feel like when it feels like there's external factors that aren't there to like play the game or be part of the game in terms of like calling plays and executing plays, and they have a say in the game as much as refs do, that's where it gets the animosity towards the refs, because then they become part of the game, and that's not how it should be. And so I'm with you on the rants, dude. Like, the officiating is bad for sure. And I'll sit here and call it out when it's good. It's good. Like, when an official has a great game, we don't talk about him. That's the sign, and like how when a game was officiated correctly is when you don't talk about it afterwards.
What's wild, though, is that, like, it almost it's to the point that, can we find a game nowadays where there's going to be good? And I know that's stupid to say, but, like,
yeah, it's
real. Like, it's so hard. There's always something every game. I don't know. It's going to continue to come up, so we'll continue to talk about it when it keeps coming up.
Yeah, hopefully it's less and less, with each passing week and each game that happens. But yeah, man. Let's move on, huh?
Good news. Let's get into fantasy.
There you go.
I've been teasing it for 35 minutes. Fantasy was not great for your boy. Jermaine is on a roll. I think he's number one in our league, 7-1. And he had a low scoring game compared to what he normally puts up. My team it's rough. It's looking rough for your boy Ayukin. Naro, congrats.
Yeah,
one out.
Still in last place. Like, what, Francis? What are we doing, man? You couldn't beat him this week,
bruh. He had Jahmyr Gibbs go off on some crazy shit, man. I was up by like 20 points, and then Jahmyr Gibbs just went off. He had Jahmyr.
Yeah, Drizzy would have beat.
Yeah.
No, Francis would have beat half the league, I think. Yeah. If he would have played somebody else.
I know. That's my thing. Like, if you look at my points, I should be like third or fourth. Actually, I am still third in the league right now because it is so close. Like me, Johnny Lance, you, and Hit Squad, we're all, and then Nick, Kremlin Herb, we're all at 4-4. So it's pretty neck and neck after Jermaine and Slime Bucket.
Dude, fucking auto pick, dude.
Yeah, freaking auto pick, man. This guy has like 3 tight ends in his squad.
So, have you guys heard of leagues that give out 2 wins a week? Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I heard there's like a median, right? So
so you'll get a head-to-head win, and then you'll get the top half of your point scorers will get a win for being in the top half. So you could potentially get 2 wins every week, and it kind of helps is like a middle ground between this like head-to-head format that we love, because it's obviously, like I said, like with sports you want to go head-to-head with somebody, but then it rewards the teams like Francis's team, who scores a lot of points but might have lost, but he would have gotten a win this week because he would have been in the top half of the scoring.
Yeah, so I'd be like one. I would have got 1-1. Yeah, my buddy's in one of those leagues, and he's been doing it for like 3 years, and he feels it's really fair because sometimes I've been in the leagues before where I'm scoring a shitload of points, but every week I'm just going against a guy that just has his week, and it's kind of like, fuck, man, like it's fantasy football. There's not much you can do, right? It's just the luck of the draw. But if you had that median, it kind of evens everything out. They're kind of like, all right, well, even though I lost my head-to-head matchup, I did drop 135 points, so that's above the league average. So I still get something out of it.
For me, where it makes sense is because it's like your point in fantasy football is to score the most amount of points you possibly can. So then this helps reward that mindset. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like having like when you have bench points as your tiebreaker in a matchup, because that's rewarding the team that drafted better, or in some cases now it was not on buys.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fluky too. But like the point of fantasy football is to score points, and so this kind of helps. These fluke losses to where you lose by 1 yard, but you had the second most points scored out of their whole league, but you don't get anything to show for it.
Yeah.
And it's just because of the random schedule generated, just put you guys against each other this week,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think that might be something to think about.
I was 5th or 6th in my league, but I was outscoring I had the most points by like 170 points or something like that.
Yeah, that shit happens, dude.
Games against me.
Yeah, like I was top 5 in a 12-man league, top 5 in points scored, I think going into last week, and I had the second worst record. And it was just like random. Like I had the most points allowed, but it's like I'm getting everybody's best. So yeah, so that kind of like helps with stuff like that. Just another thing to think about maybe next year for scoring purposes.
Yeah, for sure.
Fantasy football, you guys looking at anybody on the waivers? Who'd you guys pick up this week? Who were some of your targets that you guys wanted to pick up?
I don't have a target to pick up, but I have a guy that I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching Will Levis.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how well he does. Now, the Steelers don't have the top secondary in the league, but they have a okay secondary. It's a decent secondary. They did do well against the Falcons, who have a really good secondary. So I'm watching him. I'm kind of just gonna keep my eye on him this week, maybe next week. If you have the ability to pick him up and have him on your bench, if you want to grab him early before maybe he does to break up, that would be a smart move. I think he's gone in our league. Someone already snagged him up. Yep.
For sure.
Josh Dobbs will not. I don't think Josh Dobbs is playing this week. So just so you guys know. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't even talk about big moves around the league. We'll talk about that, I guess, next. I'll have to.
Yeah.
And I'll make it quick for you guys. But yeah, my only real person to watch right now is kind of just keep an eye on Will Levis.
Yeah, for me, it's not really much anyone on the waiver, but I would say if you have any Vikings player, I would sell high right now. I mean, if you're in the top seed, like top half of your league, maybe hold on to like Justin Jefferson or TJ Hawkinson. But if you're in the bottom half of your league and you're trying to scrape for a playoff seeding and you got someone like Justin Jefferson, I would try to trade them right now just because Kirk Cousins is not going to be there anymore. I would recommend, try to get a 2-for-1 for Justin Jefferson. If you're in a 10-man league and you're 8th, trying to get to that 6th spot, you have JJ, try to get like 2-for-1 out of there because I don't think you're going to get the best out of JJ this season anymore now that Kirk Cousins is gone. I mean, he's still going to be a top wide receiver, but that connection that he had with Kirk Cousins is very invaluable, and that's something. If you have Addison, if you have Hawkinson, I say it's like a good sell high moment. Or maybe if you're in a top spot and you want to get more value, sell those players to someone on the bottom who wants to get into the playoffs. So try to work it that way too. It can go either or, but I would recommend to any fantasy manager holding on. Even me, I might try to talk to you guys because I got Addison right now. I don't know if I want to. And I got
it sucks.
I could use him.
And JJ's coming back, and then you don't have a solid quarterback in there. So not only is he pushed back to receiver 2 again, now he doesn't have and nothing against Josh Dobbs. He's a really good backup quarterback, but he's not anything special. I don't think Kirk Cousins is anything special, but Kirk Cousins is at least a first-string quarterback.
Yeah.
Dobbs is definitely going to a situation with better weapons. So I'm very curious to see how that plays out. One thing I will say, I like your JJ point. If you're like at the bottom of your league and you got JJ, go talk to whoever's in first place and see what they're willing to give up. Because to them, it's like that could be the cherry on top of their team and they can give up some depth and a chance of, getting something out of JJ. My thing for fantasy this week is to pay attention to your matchups going forward. Like I didn't have anybody on waivers that I was necessarily picking up in my main league that I was like wanting to look at, but I noticed that my quarterback, Jalen Hurts, is on a bye next week. And so I was already looking at what quarterbacks are available that I can pick up now and stash instead of trying to rush for later and have to, bid with the peasants at the bottom of this league. So if you have the ability to look forward, and if you're sitting in a good spot at the top of your league, definitely look forward in the schedule, see when your buys are coming up for your key players and try and game plan to fill those holes now. If you're at the bottom, just keep grinding, keep trying to get the best player and plug and play and just, grind it out. It's a long season, but we're already almost halfway done. So fantasy playoffs are right around the corner, real playoffs after that, obviously Super Bowl. And then we just start this whole cycle all over again. So pay attention to your matchups in the future.
Yep.
All right. You want to get into some league moves real quick before we get to the preview?
I'm going to real quick league news because we got some other stuff that we got to get into, next week's schedule, picks, and rant. So, quick league news. First and foremost, the Raiders. Good for you guys. I mean, it's in the middle of the season, but they just keep doing that in the middle of the season. Well, I guess the other situation was a little bit different, but I still think that was stupid. But Josh McDaniels, congratulations. That dumb, terrible coach is out of there. Along with their GM, Ziegler is gone as well. The interim coach is Antonio Pierce.
Yep.
Some people have high hopes for him, so kind of just watch out for him. See, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, but I mean, it did with the Raiders. I mean, when Gruden left, their interim head coach was killing it, and they didn't dude, they didn't keep it there. That coach, that was the stupidest thing in Josh McDaniels, because that coach was killing it when Gruden
That's how left. I felt when USC fired Lane Kiffin and then gave it to Coach O, and then they just let Coach O walk in the offseason. Like, what are we doing? So yeah, I definitely feel that. There is I know we like to dive into rabbit holes on in the cave, but there is something going around with Pierce. He was coaching Long Beach Poly, I think, a couple years ago, and then got a job at Arizona State. There were rumblings about Arizona State getting into some trouble, I think, when Herm Edwards was there. And Pierce was on that staff, and he bailed right before the Herm Edwards stuff came out and joined the Raiders staff, and now, head coach. So someone was trying to connect the dots earlier on X, and I was like, oh, it's interesting to think about, because there's a lot of, talk about college coach, violations right now. It's big time in the sports world with Harbaugh in Michigan. They're under investigation. He's deleting his posts. So I don't know. Just something to look out for. Just something to maybe look into if you're into that sort of thing.
Either he was involved and got smart, or he caught wind and was like, I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here and not.
Pop, smoke, and bail, right?
Yeah.
So any more league updates you got?
Yeah, a couple, and there's another one for you guys, the Niners, and I know we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. Chase Young over to the Niners. That's big. You got two powerful edge guys just about to smoke up an already decent defense. So that's solid, right, dude? Chase Young is an absolute beast. Good for him getting to an actual good team where he can do stuff.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited to see him play football, dude.
That's why, you know what? When the Commanders were kind of making a run his rookie year for the football team, the NFC East was dog that year, and then the Commanders started making a run at the end of the year. He was real solid, and then he kind of just disappeared the past last year and a half.
Is he holding out, or did he get hurt? Something happened with him, huh?
Something happened. He got a little hurt, but I'm happy to see him somewhere, and I think he's going to do very well there.
Couldn't have come at a better time. We got some tough teams to play here in a couple weeks. So
yeah. Another one was a small move. Was Josh Dobbs reportedly is going to the Vikings. I think he's technically still with Arizona this week and is officially moving to the Vikings next week or something like that. I don't think he's playing this week for the Vikings, but Josh Dobbs is moving over there for, obviously, Kirk Cousins is out. And then there was obviously we saw Julio last week. Good for Julio. Yeah.
Got touchdown this week, yeah.
Yes, sir. Was super excited for him. Hey, man, I was hyped, man. He caught that thing up. Like, Jalen Hurts threw like a fucking fastball, by the way, and strong hands by Julio just grabbed it out the air, snatched it. And you like to see that, especially, Jalen Hurts needs a little more weapons in the red zone. The Eagles have had some struggles in the red zone.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that, Zach.
More weapons? How many more could you need?
Right?
Shut up. You just got Chase Young. You got
Goddard. You said for Hurts, though. You got Goddard and fucking
it doesn't hurt
Smith.
To have
and
AJ Brown's breaking records.
Brown, but now backs are actually good.
You got Swift and Kelsey. That's like the talk of the league, bro. Like,
and now my wide receiver 3 is Julio Jones. Yeah, I would like another edge rusher too. While I'm at it,
greedy ass.
Oh, so? Fucking for real, man. So just
must be nice.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice.
Dude, I don't want to hear from either one of your teams, man. You guys are both of your teams are fucking.
I'm sorry. Have you lost 3 games in a row?
Are you kidding me? I don't
this season.
Do you have a terrible offensive coordinator? A struggle line?
Hey, some people are questioning it now, so I don't know. I wouldn't trade you, but I'm just saying.
So listen, guys, and this just kind of goes out to the average football fan who's kind of like trying to figure out what's going on with trade deadlines and things like that. So some quick knowledge: if your team is kind of in the middle of the pack to bottom of the pack, and you're a little frustrated that they're not making moves to the trade deadline, just no, it's not necessarily that they don't want to, but you have to understand there's no reason for people to be spending cap space and doing all this if they know that they're not necessarily pushing for the playoffs, right? Like, for instance, the reason why the Niners are making moves, the reason why the Eagles are making moves, the reasons, why,
Vikings.
But what?
The Vikings, they're still in it.
In there, right? So it's because they're good teams that are they're ramping up for the end of the season. Some of these middle ground teams, it's not that they don't want to be there, and it's not that they're giving up necessarily, but it almost it doesn't make sense for them to go start making moves for something that doesn't need to be there. For instance, I know a lot of Steelers fans are a little upset with there was a Brown, the guy from the Bears. What's the guy's name? There's a DB with the Bears that the Steelers, a lot of Steelers fans get. And he stayed, and some Steelers fans were upset about it.
Yeah.
And the Steelers they got more things to kind of worry about right now than that. And they're really kind of on the edge. Like so you got to understand, to some of you guys, average football fans, don't get upset when your team's not making moves they don't need to be making. Get upset when they're not doing anything in the off season. That's when you need to be a little frustrated. So.
Agreed. Pretty sound advice there. Well, it was very busy in the league this week.
Yeah.
Trade deadline was on Halloween. It was pretty fun to follow. It's not like other trade deadlines like NBA and baseball. They kind of do it a little differently. With the cap space kind of messes with a lot of stuff, draft picks and draft capital, but it was still fun nonetheless. So moving on.
Yeah.
To our preview.
Cool.
Week number 9. Damn, dude.
Officially
halfway
through the season, guys.
Yep. We will be halfway through the season after this week. Kicking us off, Titans Steelers. Let's spotlight that for a quick second. Nara resident Steelers fan. I brought it up earlier, dude. I think this has potential to be a good game.
I think it does too. Kenny got hurt on a no call last game. Really pissed about that. It was bad. It was really bad. Dude,
I'm gonna throw the shirt back on, dude. I swear to God.
Well, Kenny's confirmed that he is playing. He said it. Coaching staff hasn't committed to anything yet, but that's good. Cam Hayward's coming back. There's been some injuries with Minka and DJ came back, so gotta wait for Minka to come back. Kind of sucks. We get a little injury issues. We have that every year though. But anyway, Titans also started to kind of ramp up their offense too, and the Steelers have a decent defense, so that's pretty much just going to be, again, how well is the Titans offense going to play against our defense, and how crappy is their defense versus our crappy offense, so that's how that's gonna, most action is going to be on the Titans offense, Steelers defense side. That's my only highlight for that.
Yeah, we're going to see what Will Levis is made of going up against that ferocious Steelers pass rush. That's going to be interesting to watch. Dolphins Chiefs, I think, is the morning spotlight game in Frankfurt, Germany. That's going to be awesome. The atmosphere is going to be great. Just use this as a reminder for fantasy purposes to set your lineups early. There's going to be a lot of fantasy assets in that game, and you don't want to, show your assets by not playing those guys at the right time. Francis, talk about that game, dude.
I mean, I'm really excited for it. I mean, I haven't been waking up early for the past games because it wasn't really. I mean, I think Naro, you were waking up, but for me, I wasn't waking up at 6:30 to watch fucking Jaguars.
Well, for us, it's 6:30. For him, it's 9:30.
Oh, okay. That's why. That's solid for you.
It's a little different. He gets a little taste of what we get every weekend.
Wait, this one I actually might wake up. I don't know about waking up for the first quarter, but by second quarter, I might be waking up. Rubbing my eye boogers out my eyes and then turning it on. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think the Dolphins might take this one just because. I don't know, but something tells me going to Germany, it's just gonna mess with everything. Dolphins have a shorter trip to Europe versus Kansas City. Let's take that into consideration. I mean, the line is really close, so who knows, man? I look at things from a betting perspective. All these little nuances can hurt. If anything, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Chiefs win anyway, too. But if it's going to be close, I hope it's Chiefs right there -1, so that just tells you how Vegas sees it too. It could go either way, not necessarily a coin flip, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that one for sure.
And now what are you going to say?
I want to see how the Mahomes responds after that embarrassing loss last week.
I mean, I think that kind of plays in a factor. I think that the Chiefs are going to come out slinging, and just a reminder: the Dolphins haven't beat a winning record team since Bills early last year or some shit like that.
Okay.
And I said this last week too. The Dolphins have not beaten any good teams. They're beating mediocre and lower level teams as of right now. Like they haven't. They lost to the Bills and they lost to the Eagles. Right?
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. Those are the two good teams in the league. And if you're gonna be a good team, you have to at least put up a fight with those teams.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, you have to at least put up a fight with this team. And there was no fight on either of those games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think. Well, this is also the Chiefs are kind of starting to look a little iffy too. So I don't know. This could be. I don't know. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game, but.
So, do you think Taylor Swift's going to be there?
God, I don't.
You want to talk about betting nuances? Look at the stats when she's in attendance versus when she's not. Just saying. That was for you specifically, Noro. Sorry, I had to do it.
Yeah, I know. It's stupid, but
it's something, right?
By the way, and I'll make this quick comment. That relationship is so fake. Do you guys realize how real that is? Look at all of his past flings. Girlfriends.
Yeah. None of them were billionaires, dog.
What?
I said none of them were billionaires. This is different. This is love, dude.
That's why I say it's promotional. They're all black. He doesn't like girls.
He likes them thick.
Hey, her bank account's thick.
Very long back. He doesn't have a very big butt.
She got thick ass verses. All I'm going to say is I hope they get married and have kids. That would be the best thing to happen in football. Actually, the best thing to happen in football is that she's involved and now we get all this crazy shit. I love this so much. I really do. This isn't even a bit, dude. I'm happy the story is around. It's been freaking hilarious to follow. All right, moving on to the next window here. We got the 1 p.m. Eastern window, which is 10 a.m. for Pacific. Super Bowl previews, Seahawks Ravens. What do you guys feel about that? That's potential. What do you mean? They're both in the playoff race right now. What are you talking about? That's potential Super Bowl preview.
Seahawks? Bruh.
They're leading the NFC West?
Bruh. Chill.
I like the Seahawks. Okay. I like the Seahawks.
It's gonna be a good game, I think.
I don't think it's a playoff picture. I don't think it's a Super Bowl picture.
It has potential.
No, it does not.
Well, how little potential is kind of irrelevant. I'm just saying, just a general statement.
All
right. I think it's gonna be a good game.
I think it's gonna be.
It's a good game. But I don't know if that's Super Bowl potential though. God damn.
Hey, NFC, AFC, 2 playoff contenders right now. I'm just saying, guys. All right. 1 o'clock. Are there any games at 1 that we should spotlight?
Eagles.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Eagles, Bengals.
Well, 4 Eastern, 1 o'clock. Sorry. Yeah, that's the America's Game of the Week. I know in the past that would have been a Buck and Aikman fest for sure. Francis, how are you feeling about that? It's a big matchup.
You already know I'm going to be ready to go for that game.
Mm-hmm.
But a pre-game with Dolphins Chiefs, and then just going to start drinking already
And then Seahawks Ravens.
Seahawks Ravens, yeah, little chicken wings,
little appetizer,
and then Cowboys Eagles. I'm taking
main
shots,
course.
my boys. I'm taking shots.
Okay, that's potential conference championship preview right here. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Potential NFC championship preview. Okay.
No.
What do you mean?
The Cowboys are not going to the NFC championship.
It's potential.
Oh my God, 0.02%.
Okay, hey.
I mean,
so you're telling me there's a chance.
I mean, I'm excited for this game. I'm also worried because a lot of the money is on the Eagles.
Of course.
So the public is betting on the Eagles this one. So there's a lot of potential for upset. It is a close
3-point favorite. Damn.
Eagles is a 3-point favorite.
That means if they were in a neutral site, it would be pick 'em.
It would be pick'em, yeah.
Interesting.
The Cowboys are, they are good. We just don't know which Cowboys are going to come out in this game. I know the Cowboys last year failed to show up in one of the games and show up in the second game. So we'll see which version of the Cowboys we get.
So are you sensing more Woody Cowboy or Clint Eastwood Cowboy?
I'm sensing Clint Eastwood Cowboy just because.
Oh, interesting.
I'm
sensing Woody.
This is Woody, huh? Yeah, reach for the sky. Snake in my boot.
If the Cowboys didn't play the way they played against the Rams, because honestly, I thought that game last week, the Cowboys-Rams game, was going to be a lot closer than what it was. So
really,
I didn't think it was going to be.
We didn't have you on last week, so we couldn't get into it. But the way the Rams look against the Steelers, I don't know.
Yeah, it was just like I said. I look at everything from a sports betting standpoint.
That's right. Sorry, that's right.
A lot of money on the Cowboys. I thought it was going to be like a 10-point Cowboys win, maybe even 7-point Cowboys win. But here we are. So, based on this, I do think that we get the Clint East version of the Cowboys. Clint Eastwood.
So we had.
This is my main app. This is my main course. I don't want to.
Yeah, that's your main course.
I don't want.
Yeah. We'll save room because after this conference championship preview, we get another conference championship preview.
That one is a realistic conference championship preview.
Bills Bengals. We have two of them in the AFC. It's actually three potential conference championships in the AFC. You got Dolphins, Chiefs, Bills Bengals. Talk about the other one after. But yeah, Bills Bengals, dude. That's dessert right there. That's what, cheesecake. Yes. What are you thinking? Lava cake or what?
That's a tiramisu.
Tiramisu.
It's not too sweet. It's just on point. Chef's kiss, baby. Mwah.
Nice.
No, I'm really looking forward to this one as well. Bengals are on the come up. Bills are kind of trending down right now. And we'll get into it on my sports pick. This game is going to be part of my pick of the week. But yeah, I think it's going to be a real close one. Excited to watch. I'm glad it's Sunday Night Football. It could have been Cowboys for Sunday Night Football too, but
no way.
Yeah. No way.
Fox would never give that up. I get what you're saying, but Fox keeps Cowboys as often as possible. See that's what we're talking about with like the business aspect of these sports. Like
I had no idea that Cowboys were on the Fox side primarily.
Yeah, because they're NFC.
Okay.
Well, this is a DeMar Hamlin comeback game.
Oh yes, bam. He has the opportunity to do something hilarious on Sunday. That's a trend. I don't know what it means. I just saw it on X earlier. I was like, so pick 6, right? That's what that means?
Something hilarious? That's what they said?
Right? Like, there's something like where you'll see someone gets a second shot and they're like, oh, man, a chance to get...
Fake falling down again.
Well, no, come on. Let's not get that. I don't think that's what they meant online. It's all love online, right? That's where I found love. All right, third conference championship preview here. Chargers Jets. How do you guys feel about that one?
Oh, dude.
No.
Championship preview.
If that's the AFC Championship game, would anybody be surprised? Aaron Rodgers coming back, leading the Jets to the AFC Championship.
Do you guys see the betting numbers on Aaron Rodgers coming back?
Dude, he's already slinging it, bro.
Dude. That's wild. It's like
I'm just saying
down to make 900. It's like not. It's wild right now.
I'm just saying all the skeptics that were hating on Rodgers that are part of that like pitchfork group that don't like the dude and like we're celebrating his Achilles tendon are getting awfully quiet nowadays. Very interesting.
I hope he comes.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah, it would be crazy.
You rupture your Achilles, come back same season, lead him to the conference championship against the Chargers. That'd be nuts. At SoFi, damn, dude, just writes itself.
I wonder what kind of psychedelic.
Hey man, I just like giving love to a lot of different teams, guys. Just to kind of give. Hey, Titans Steelers could be a conference championship preview. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? You never know, dude. This wacky world of NFL, anything can happen.
I know.
So it looks like at every I'm being serious now. At every time slot that we have this week, there's a big potential game, a good matchup to watch out for, which is all that we could ask for as fans. So this is going to be a great week 9. Let's pray for no injuries, no, all the refs get the calls right, and the players do it all on the field and leave it up to them, the guys who are actually playing the game and calling the game. All right, is it time for quick hitters?
No, we got to do Francis' picks real quick, but this will.
My pick of the week, baby.
Yeah,
I don't talk in this segment,
sorry.
so we're going to be able to fly.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I missed the last 2 weeks. I've been busy. Just a quick recap. We're at 6-3 now. I fumbled the bag last time about 2 weeks ago. I picked the Lions against the Ravens.
My bad. That's my fault.
It's all good. But this week, we're going with the Buffalo Bills plus 110. I love everything about this game, this pick, just because if we go to the next slide, you're going to see the statistics on how much the money and the tickets are on the Bengals. And when I see a matchup this close, I always bet against the public, especially when, the Bills are a good team. They're not sorry. Sometimes you'll see matchups where it's like Cowboys-Rams, for instance. Obviously, a lot of money's on the Cowboys because they're the better team. But when you see a lopsided amount of tickets going on a hot team, but they are playing against a good team, given the odds are only plus 110, I'm going to take the team that's the public is not betting on. I know they're playing away, but everything about this game to me, based on what is going on the past couple of weeks, I just feel like this is a game where the Vegas casinos make their money. They take the public's money on this game, and I'm going to be on the casino side. And I think Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen is going to be on point in this game, but it's going to be close. I mean, they have I think Bengals are like -2, so I'm hoping for a really good game. Like you said, Zach, this is the dessert for Sunday. Really looking forward to this matchup. What do you guys think about this pick?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I've talked up the Bengals this week. And Joe Burrow, I feel like they're just about to hit their stride, dude. And like Nara said, Bills are trending a little down. Barely squeaked by the Giants. They've looked a little, kind of shaky. And they're on the road. They're going to the jungle. That place gets loud. They're going to be up for it. Yeah, they lost to the Jets. Man, you know what? I trust you, though. You're hot. 6-3. So I don't like it, but hey, I think it's going to hit. So I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Both can be true, right?
I look. My only comment about this game is that Josh Allen plays as good as whatever team he plays against.
Exactly.
That's true. That is true.
So it's going to be a fun game.
He'll be ready.
I think that the Bengals might sneak it out, but it's definitely possible that the Bills win.
Yeah, because nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. That's what they say.
Yeah. I'm being I'm being a little ballsy with this pick. I would pick like the spread and buy a point. But I just have a feeling about this one, and sometimes that's gambling, man. You just gotta go with your gut feeling.
It's not a safe pick. I like it.
Yeah,
it's definitely not safe.
I think betting is better when it's a risky. Like, why would I want to pick a safe pick? That's fucking boring. Fuck, do I want to?
Yeah.
Go to the next slide. There has to be a slide with the statistics on how much. See right there, 92% of the money is on the Bengals money line. The Vegas wants all 92% of that money. Trust me, and I think it'll even out a little bit more towards maybe more like an 80% when we get closer to Sunday, since we are talking about
after this episode. Absolutely.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Because everyone follows me for my picks, right?
That's right. That's the goal.
But yeah,
hey, we are a legitimate podcast, sir.
Yes,
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Why? People follow my picks. We're 6-3, my guys.
6-3.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you look at this, it's only this. I use this app called Pickit, no ads, but I love this app. Everyone that bets with FanDuel, BetMGM, Sports Kings, or DraftKings, they can link that account to this app, and then this app gathers all the statistics based on based on what the bets are on. So right now, the total handle based on the people are using this is only $280,000. That's going to get up to the millions by Sunday. But as of right now, it's looking like a very heavy public sided bets towards the Bengals, which in my mind gotta go the opposite, especially during this time of the year. Who knows? There might be some weird calls that are gonna swing way towards the Buffalo Bills. I mean, based on Naro's ransom. So yeah, we shall see. Hopefully, there's no weird sus activity going on. But
I mean, it is Bills Bengals in primetime, dude. You're asking for a lot there.
Don't count it out. Yep.
Check out the rapping crew. Let's see who the
you're asking for a lot there, buddy.
Don't get me into ref stats. There's a page.
Well, just weird shit happens in these games, dude. So
yeah. So
just saying.
If the pick was like more like 70% Bengals, 30% Bills, I wouldn't be so inclined to even bet on this game. But when it's like 92.8% money on the Bengals, I'm just like, the Bengals are good, but they're not. Why is that many people betting on them versus the Bills? It just screams a lot of red flags to me. So gotta go with the Vegas. Gotta side with Vegas on this one.
All right. There you have it. Francis' pick of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Stay hot.
7-3.
Stay hot, Francis. All right. Quick hitters.
Let's make it quick.
Oh, wait.
Quick hitters.
You want to do a recap of your last week?
Yeah. I think we have a slide for this.
There's a slide?
Yeah, there's a slide for this now. Ooh. Oh. Dropper, man. So I just want to say.
Have a week, dude.
In all, we did a lot better this week than we did the week before.
I doubled my wins.
Right? So we went from five as the most to 10 as the least. So, yeah, so we did
progress, baby.
The big decisive games that kind of held out, which put him on top, is his Broncos pick, and the Cowboys pick, which took it away from me. You had one bad pick. Your Saints pick was what kept you alive at number 10 because you picked the Saints as we picked the Colts.
I definitely don't remember doing that.
Yep, you changed it. That's why. Yeah, you changed it, and it was a good thing. So what kept us above you two is the Bengals pick because all three of us went Niners.
Yeah.
Switched to Bengals,
and then you,
and he switched to the Bengals. So
I said I shouldn't pick the Niners.
Yep.
And I picked the Niners. Yeah.
Niners. So right now,
what will I learn?
Is ahead by 1 on myself. But he's not picking this week, so I get a chance to come back.
Huh. Look at that. How convenient.
Hey, best ability is availability.
Yeah, right. I just don't feel like going at 10:30 today. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah, put that on the shirt, Kelly Green. There you go.
Best ability.
Availability with the numbers. Yeah, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit that slate. Where's that slide at?
Wait.
All right, quick hitters. You guys ready?
Yep.
Titans, Steelers.
I'm going Steelers.
Guys.
I have
Every time you pick the Steelers,
But it's the Tennessee Titans, man. Fuck.
That's true.
Rookie quarterback. Tommy's gonna.
We've had a pretty good run defense, other than the first game of the season. The first 2 games of the season, our run defense has been pretty decent.
Yeah. All right. Vikings.
So are you picking Naro?
Come on.
Oh, come on. That's a given. Come on, man.
All right, let's go to Germany.
Okay, Germany first.
Dolphins, Chiefs. Yeah, I'm gonna go zigzag.
I'm gonna go Dolphins. I'm doing Dolphins.
Give me the Chiefs.
I'm going with the Chiefs too.
All right, Vikings, Falcons. I will take the Falcons.
Is Desmond Ridder playing?
I don't think it matters at this point.
Yeah, fuck. I'm gonna go Vikings.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna go Vikings.
I'm going with the Falcons. I feel like this is going to be an easy win. It wouldn't have been, but I feel like now it's going to be an easy.
If Kirk Cousins was in there, I'd go Vikings, but I'm gonna take my time with the Vikings. Seahawks, Ravens. Give me the Ravens.
I'm taking the Ravens too.
I'm going to get the Hawks on this one.
Nice, get that big Hawk energy out of boy. Cardinals, Browns. Give me the Browns.
Browns. Give me the Browns.
Yeah. With it.
Rams, Packers. Rams.
Damn.
Oh, it's West Coast going east. God, yeah, give me the Rams. I'll stick with the Rams.
I'm gonna take the Packers in this one.
McVay versus LaFleur. Yeah.
Oh, that's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah. I think Donald has a game.
I'm still going with the Rams on this one.
Was that Francis?
Is Stafford questionable? Because his thumb got fucked up in the Cowboys game, right?
Someone has like a broken thumb or like a sprained thumb or something under throwing hand. I don't know if it's Stafford. All right, Bucks Texans.
Half is iffy for him to play.
Yeah.
Give me the Bucks.
I'm going with Texans.
Yeah, I was gonna go Texans too. Give me D'Amico Ryan's defense.
In the definite not Super Bowl preview, Commanders Patriots.
give me the Commanders.
Can I get bonus points if they tie? If I call a tie?
No.
No.
Okay. I'll go Patriots because they're at home.
Zach, every time you pick them.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. That is what it is. I've embraced it at this point.
This next one's also not a definite.
Well, this is definitely not an NFC Championship preview. Bears, Saints. Give me the Saints.
Yeah, give me the Saints for sure. Who are you picking, Naro?
I'm
I
going
don't know
with
who you. Okay.
No,
Who'd you pick?
no way.
Who'd you pick for the Commanders Patriots game?
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, that's gonna be the Commanders. That's an easy one. That's
Okay.
the Commanders.
Yeah, because Zach picks Patriots. Everyone picks the other team.
Picks the opposite.
In another not Super Bowl preview, Colts Panthers. I'm gonna go Panthers.
Yikes.
I shouldn't do that, but I'm gonna do it.
Really shouldn't.
Who they just beat? The Texans?
Yeah, I want to go with Panthers. I think.
Yeah, I'm going Panthers.
I want to go Panthers in this one.
Panthers. Yeah, I'm going with the Colts.
Giants, Raiders. Give me the Raiders.
Guys, the Colts just took the Browns to the end of the game. That's Deshaun Watson wasn't playing. Anyway, what'd you say?
Giants, Raiders. I got Raiders.
I'm taking the Giants.
God, I just don't want to put anything on the Raiders, but I really don't like the Giants.
Again, when all these games are going on, there's going to be a better game you could watch at every single time slot, so we don't have to even watch these games.
Yeah, I'll go with the Raiders. Who'd you guys go with? Because I was too busy trying to figure it out. Sorry.
I went Raiders.
I picked Giants.
You picked the Giants.
I picked the Zach's NFC East champions, Giants.
You know what?
Yikes.
Yikes. Because of the Giants or the Raiders curse, when they get a good curse, when they get rid of their head coach, they start playing well.
That's where I'm going with it too. All right, for the main event of our evening or Sunday, Cowboys at the best team in the NFL, Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, don't say that. Fuck you. Don't say
give me the Eagles.
I will be picking the fourth best team in the NFL.
No, that's not how it works. That is not how this works.
The NFC East
That's not how this works.
The fourth
If you weren't installed with that kind of power, the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. How can you debate against that?
Secondary is
I'm going with the Eagles. I feel like
One loss. They're beating the teams they're supposed to beat. The other teams that were the best team aren't beating the teams that they're supposed to be beating.
Based on power rankings, okay, and they're fourth in power rankings. Honestly,
Well, they're number one in my heart. So
one loss, right?
yeah, only one.
yeah, they're only one loss. Fluke. Best team in the NFL. Philadelphia Eagles. Give me the Eagles.
Stop saying that. Stop saying that. No,
What?
give me the
I feel like
fourth
it's
best-
easy though. I feel like it's easy.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are doing Cowboys stuff. They suck.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going to.
See? There you go. Best team in the NFL.
I'm just gonna say they're the fourth best team in the NFL, but I picked the Eagles.
Sunday Night Football. This is the tiramisu game, as Francis said. Bills at Bengals. Give me the Bengals.
You already know my pick based on.
Yeah, you already made your pick. Yeah.
You got the Bills. I really want the Bills to win. I want the Bills to win, but
it makes sense.
I'm definitely going with the Bengals on this one.
Okay, and go ahead.
I just don't. Every time the Bengals and Bills play, the Bengals win, or they look like they're going to win. Obviously, they didn't finish that one in the regular season last year, but they played in the playoffs and they won. It was almost an easy win. So, every time they play, the Bengals have gotten the better of them.
Yeah, you did make a good point though. Josh Allen does tend to play up to or down to his competition of the week, so that's definitely interesting. I don't hate the Bills pick as much as I did 10 minutes ago, so there's that. But I'm going Bengals. Monday Night Football, Chargers at Jets. Give me the Chargers. I think they finally found something.
Yeah, I'm going to go Chargers with this one. It's going to be close, though. Jets defense playing in MetLife, but yeah, give me the Chargers.
I'm 100% never going to do what I'm going to say again. I'll never do this again, but I'm going with the Jets.
All right.
Yeah, I wonder if you would feel that way, Francis, if they hadn't beat the Eagles. Like, I don't know if you're...
Yeah, if they hadn't beat the Eagles, if they have... probably would have...
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Cause
guys, we got to look at the Jets, man. They are playing the hell out of these teams.
They're playing the football very well. Dude. But you can't play the Giants every week.
Exactly.
They beat the Bills.
Okay.
They had no reason for Wilson to be in, and they beat the Bills.
Well, Josh Allen plays to his competition. We said that.
Fair enough. They almost beat the Chiefs.
Oh. The Chargers almost beat the Dolphins.
The Jets beat the Eagles.
Yes, they did do that. That was impressive.
They're playing well. They beat the Broncos too, and the Broncos just beat the Chiefs. So,
transitive property. Ipso facto.
And the Bolts are not playing fantastic. They had a good game, but it was against the Raiders. Everyone's gonna have a good game against the Raiders.
It's against the Bears.
Oh yeah, the Bears.
They murdered them. Anyways. It is what it is.
Okay, no, against the Bears. You're not helping the point.
Pick the Jets.
Give me the Jets.
Go ahead, pick the Jets. I think that they finally might have figured something out. That's all I'm saying. Finally. Which, I mean, better late than never, I guess. Just wish they hadn't gone on a shitty streak there to come out of the bye. With the Cowboys and the freaking Chiefs. Anyways.
It's the Bears.
Well... Hey, it's hard to get wins in the NFL, right? But we're going to get a lot of wins this week, okay? So that was quick hitters. Francis, you're going to get us all a dub this week with your pick. And again, can't say this enough. We're praying for healthy games and for officials to make the right calls so we can stop ranting about them every week. That would be very appreciated. Can we just have one normal week, please? Just one. Mm-hmm. And right in the middle of the season, too, that'd be nice, right? But yeah, dude, week 9 is going to be awesome. Those are week 8 recap, fantasy recap, league updates. Unfortunate matchups for some of us, week 8, but, hey, that's why we watch the games. That's why we play. Just want to say, that's going to be it for Cave Sports. If you want to keep discussing the topics that we've covered, make sure to join our Discord. Stay talking about sports. We jump down rabbit holes. Anything you want, we probably got it for you. So just hop in there and see what we're about. You can join by finding the link on our website. It's k4v3.com, k4v3.com. Don't forget to check out safelightcandle.com. You can stay lit without burning the house down, right? For the low. But yeah, that's it.
Oh, kept out right at the end. He almost made it. Man. Almost made it. 1 week.
Oh, no. All right.